introduce you to. Are we ready? Yeah. I'd like to introduce you to. So the first immigration officer we have is Superintendent Mr. Simon Asari. He is the head of the International Relations and Cooperation section of the Ghana Immigration Service. Good evening, Mr. Asari. Lovely to meet
Yeah,
you.
yeah, good evening, Jane.
Yes. How are you
Good
today?
evening. I'm good, and hope everyone is doing well there.
Yes, we are. We are, and we're very happy to have you join us for this session.
Great, great.
I'm
I'm
sure
so
you've got,
glad.
yeah, I'm sure you've got lots of information that you will be sharing with our guests, and they've also got lots of questions that they would like to ask. I think today's session is all about clarification. Understanding the information. Sometimes people are overwhelmed with the information provided, but we need to know what direction people need to go in order to get things done. So once again, welcome.
Sure.
So, Mr. Asari, as we start today's session, can you just tell the audience a little bit about yourself in terms of you, your position, what you do in the immigration service, just so that they get a brief understanding of you as an individual?
Well, thank you very much. Hope everybody can hear me. Right. I've been working with Ghana Immigration Service for almost 30 years now, and I've worked in various capacities in the administration as a human resource officer. I've worked at the borders. I've also worked as an immigration advisor to the United Nations missions in Liberia for 2 years. And I've worked as an operational commander in some of our borders in Ghana, in the Volta region, in the Northern region, and back to Accra. I'm currently the head of international relations and cooperation, and my duty, as the name of the session demands, all international issue that borders on immigration matters comes through my office. And we've been working in collaboration with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Diaspora Office of the President, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Trade, Ministry of Finance. So most of the ministries, we work in collaborations with them. If you could remember, during the year of return, we play a very major role during the year of return regarding visas on arrival, extension of permits, and currently our diasporans who come and they want to settle, especially retirees, we assist them, we facilitate their residence permit and all that. So there are a lot of things that I'm doing with my team at the Immigration Service. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And so have you enjoyed your 30 plus years at the Ghana Immigration?
Oh, very sure. It has been very awesome. It has been great experience and full of learning new things and adding up and adding up. I believe when I'm out, I'll be a very good immigration consultant too. All of you.
Definitely, Mr. Asari. So we have Gifty also on.
For me, oh, I'm a finance. I'm a
Yeah,
Hello.
good to you.
Yes, good evening, Gifty.
Good evening.
So, just to introduce you all to everybody, so this is Madam Gifty. She is the Assistant Superintendent and Deputy Head of Public Affairs Department of Ghana Immigration Service. Welcome, Gifty, and we are pleased to have you on board and join us for tonight's session. Just before we
Thank
get
you.
into further details, can you just introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do and who you are, really?
Okay. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Assistant Superintendent of Immigration, Gifty Angbome, and I'm the 2IC, that's the second in command at the Public Affairs Department here at the Ghana Immigration Service headquarters. So basically, that's a little bit about me. Unless you have specific questions you want to ask.
No, that's perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure.
I don't know whether you want to go through the presentation, because I know that people are eager to ask questions, but maybe your presentation will
Let's do
cover,
the presentation first.
yes,
Yeah.
will cover the information that you're going to give out today. So Gifty, I
Yeah.
tried to get the file on our side, but you might have to go through it verbally.
Oh, okay.
Can I wait? Can I hold on? Let me try to share
Oh,
so that
okay,
everybody
okay,
can see.
okay,
Hold on. I want to try and share.
okay.
Okay.
And just to let our members know that we will share the presentation with you as well.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Can you see the share button, Harry?
Yeah, I've done that. I'm trying to pick the
Okay, awesome,
presentation.
awesome. Thank you.
So as Laura and Mr. Sari and Madam Gifty are getting themselves ready, please also have your questions ready. What you might find is that as they do share the presentation and go over some of the work that they do with you, that your questions may be answered. But please do have a notepad and pen and engage where possible. As Denta mentioned earlier, we can also allow you to ask the questions directly. So if you have your questions, please note them down and we will try and get through as many as possible during this session. Thank you. Mr. Asari, how's it going?
Oh, this is it. Oh, I'm off again. Okay. It's coming. Please, can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, we can. Yes, we
You can see my
can.
screen?
Yes.
Okay.
But we're just waiting for the presentation to come up.
Yeah, that is what I want to open. I can see I'm sharing.
Okay. So in the meantime, maybe we can.
Okay, start reading. Let me see. Oh, come on.
Oh,
So bad. I got it there.
oh there it is. Yay!
You got it?
Yay!
Beautiful. So let me go to the beginning.
For your patience,
Okay.
everyone.
So let's start from the beginning.
Yes.
Okay.
So Gifty, you can go ahead now.
Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Go ahead.
So, I believe we can start, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah, go ahead.
please.
Okay. So, from the slides, this is about a little bit about Ghana Immigration Service. We wanted to give you a small background of the service, our functions, which is not too many for consumption. And then later we will delve deeply into what the diasporan really needs to receive or get when he or she has that interaction or connection with the Ghana Immigration Service when they arrive in Ghana. So I will take you through it through the beginning, and then my boss will take over and continue with the rest.
Go
So first
ahead.
and foremost, we want to talk about our vision as a service. Our vision as a service is to deliver excellence in security and migration management for national development. That's what we do. And that has to do more with our intelligence role we are playing more now to enable the country develop more in terms of that area as well. Our mission is to build a stronger and better Ghana by operating fair but firm immigration work systems that meet the social and economic needs of the country. So basically, that's our vision and mission. As a service, we have two main objectives to achieve, which is to have effective administration and management of migration in the country and to contribute to national security. So that's the two main objectives of the service we are pursuing. Now, this particular slide you are having here is a general view or questionnaire that any diasporan or any traveler would want to find out when he or she is in Ghana. For instance, a traveler may want to find out what should I do when I arrive in Ghana? Where should I go for my immigration documents? Who do I talk to? How should I do it? As in, how should I get my documents done? And they will also be asking questions like, how smooth is the immigration process like? Because some people may assume that, oh, it's quite difficult to get your work done, but it is not like that. So we are going to explain to you so you get to know that it is quite convenient to get your documents processed here at the Ghana Immigration Service. And we'll also give you some few requirements and inputs on how to actually acquire Ghana citizenship and the role that immigration service we play when it comes to that function. So yes, we can actually move on now. The major functions of the service is that as a service we actually are responsible directly to examine travel documents of persons, and this we have to do with those who are entering and those who are leaving Ghana. Sometimes you have people, getting confused with immigration and customs. Customs deals with the luggage or the baggage you are having. That is the bags you are bringing. Customs is responsible to examine those things. But immigration, we are responsible to examine the travel document the traveler is having before you leave and when you are entering. That is our focus role. And then we also ensure that we enforce the laws of immigration in the country relating to employment of non-Ghanaians in the country. For instance, whoever comes in here, we have to make sure that the documents you need to process your work permit, it is what we are requesting for. And so the company you are going to work with or the NGO you are going to work with, whichever, we ensure that we make sure we issue the work permit that is related to that. We also advise on and implement international cooperation agreements and other countries and international organizations on matters relating to migration. So we give advices to our big bosses when it comes to issues with migration management in Ghana. And that we do by researching from other countries and then to compare with ours what best suits Ghana. So we do that and we give advices to management on that. Another function of the GIS is to manage and patrol the borders of the country. And this is one of our prime focus as a service, where we have our borders across the country. We make sure that we have officers, we call them the border patrol officers. They patrol all the borders, and we also manage migration itself, the inflow and the outflow of passengers or travelers across the borders. The other function of the service is that through the Comptroller General or any duly authorized representative of the Comptroller General of Immigration, we issue visas for entry into the country and permits for residence or work in the country. Now, this is where the diaspora needs, arises, where the diaspora would want to know how is he going to arrive in Ghana, the visas we have to issue, and when they are in the country, how they are going to stay with permits and all that. That is our function as a service. But the Comptroller General, who is the head of the service, he authorizes who to issue the visas on his behalf when he is not here. So visas that are issued in Ghana and outside Ghana are issued in the name of the Ghana Immigration Service. We will move on to what we actually provide as a service when it comes to permits issuing. For a diasporan, most of these or some of these permits are ones that they would need. In fact, all of them, depending on what they actually are requesting for at any point in time. And so we have the extension of permits, we have student permits, emergency entry visas, we have re-entry visas, we have residence permits, work permits, and then we also issue indefinite residence status. We issue same for non-Ghanaians and also for spouses of those non-Ghanaians. We also have right of abode for Ghanaian descent who have lost their citizenship by virtue of acquiring another citizenship. And we also have right of abode we issue for African descent and people of the diaspora. So this was a list of the permits we issue. Now we are going to actually take you through each and every one of them, the requirements that are necessary for you to go through before you are issued with any of the visas. Now, when it comes to extension of stay permits, this is explained simple as such. When you have acquired your visa at the destination you are coming from, when you arrive in Ghana at the airport, you are supposed to be issued some days to stay. If your passport is stamped 30 days or 60 days, at the end of that 30 days, if you want to continue to stay in Ghana, then you apply for what you call extension of stay. It doesn't matter what you're doing in Ghana. If you have 30 days in your passport and you want to extend it, you apply for this particular permit, and we call it the extension of stay permit. And these are the requirements. You only have to give us an application letter. You will do a COVID test. You have to complete an extension form, which you have to fill with 2 valid passport pictures. And of course, the passport you are having as an applicant should be valid enough for us to issue you the extension of stay. So we can issue you extension of stay for about 30 days. We can also increase to 60 days. We can also issue for 90 days, and depending on what your needs are at a point in time in the country. So I hope I'm not rushing. So let me know if I am going too fast.
Go ahead. The time.
Okay. We also issue what we call student permit, and student permit is issued to foreign students who are in the country. Some of the students may not be in the country at the moment, but they would want to also know what it is required of them to have at hand if they want to stay in Ghana and go to school. So if you want to stay in Ghana and go to school, you will have to receive an application, an admission letter from the school that you want to apply to. So that admission letter is one key document we need to process your student permit. You also need to complete an application form, which is a student form, and you will need 2 current passport size pictures of the students, the prospective students. We will also need an introductory letter from the school that the person wants to enroll in. And then from there, we would need a copy of your school fees, the receipt that was paid. We need a copy of that fees to indicate that indeed you have paid your fees and you are a student in that particular school. We would also require of you a non-citizen card to indicate your national security status in the country. And of course, you would also undergo a COVID test. So this is a simple application, requirement for students who want to get permits to enable you stay in Ghana and then get your student permit valid. We can be issued the student permit for like a year, depending on the cost. So every year you renew that permit based on how many years the university you are applying or whichever school you are in. As long as the school can attest to the fact that you are still in the school and you have not completed your course and you have your fees and other letters in readiness to it, that indeed it attests that you are with them, we can also go ahead and issue to you your student's permit. What's in front of us now is the re-entry visa. Now, the re-entry visa is a visa. When we issue that visa to you, it means that you are already in the country. Now, I made an example that when you arrive initially at the country, you are expected to have some days in your passport. For instance, if you are issued 30 days, you go for extension. Now, if in between the extension period, you think that it is necessary to say travel back to the country and then return within a week or two, or it is necessary to step out for a meeting of some sort and return within a very short time. So far as you are in the country, we would issue you what we call re-entry visa, where you have the opportunity to have the visa in your passport. So you will leave here with the visa and return back on that same visa. So there's no need for you to go to the embassy, Ghana embassy or mission out there when you go to that country, but you already have a visa in your passport. Before you leave Ghana, your visa will be in for your out and for your entry again. That is why we call it re-entry visa. We have for singular, that is for single entry, and we also have for multiple entry. So single entry is issued for one journey, and that is within 3 months. And then we have the multiple re-entry visa, where it is issued for 3 journeys, and that is within 6 months. So these are the requirements for the re-entry visa. You must complete a form, your 2 current passport size pictures, an application letter to tell us why you are requesting for this entry visa. You have to also give us a copy of a ticket or travel itinerary and a bank statement if necessary, depending on what you came to do in Ghana, or depending on who actually invited you to Ghana. So we can have these bank statements or company registration documents or even tax clearance certificates from the company that has invited you to stay and is willing to apply for your re-entry. So these are some of the requirements. In fact, that's the requirements we use for the re-entry visas. Now, when you come to the emergency entry visa, it is, as the name stands, emergency entry visa. We issue the emergency entry visa here at the national headquarters based on the fact that the visa you are requesting is an emergency purposes, and you are requesting for these visas within 2 weeks. You are trying to get these visas. So when you are requesting for an emergency entry visa, we are expecting for you to tell us the reason why you are actually requesting for this visa, and who is inviting you to Ghana, or what is bringing you here. When you come to Ghana, where would you stay? Which hotel or house are you going to lodge? Who are going to be your guarantors as you are in Ghana? Basically, you will tell us a little bit about your visit. Then we would also require an application letter, which involves the things I have mentioned already. You put that in the application letter. We would also need your passport biodata page. We need that because you will not be in the country then. So we will need to know who is entering our country as we're applying for entry visa. And so we will need your passport biodata page. We would also need a copy of your tickets as the applicant, I mean the visitor coming in. Now, the unique thing about the emergency entry visa is that before you come in as the traveler or the passenger, the Ghanaian here who is inviting you should also be able to provide to the Ghana Immigration Service passport biodata page of who they are. And then they can also provide their bank statement if they are requesting or they are inviting you on a personal basis. That is, if I am inviting a friend to come, or if I have a cousin or some sort and he wants to come. So that's a personal invitation. And that I will have to provide my bank statement to support the application. But if it's a company that is requesting for you to visit Ghana, then the company will provide us with its company registration documents and, of course, with a tax clearance certificate to indicate the pre-tax, and then we issue you with the emergency entry visa. And when we issue the entry visa, it is within 2 weeks for you to come into the country. And when you enter here, of course, when you enter and you want to stay more, as I said, then you apply for the extension of stay based on the reasons that you give to the Ghana Immigration Service. We also issue residence permits, and residence permit is issued on with different categories based on who you are and what you are doing in the country. For instance, if you are working in Ghana, we will issue you a residence permit, but as a worker. So we will first issue you a work permit, which indicates you are working in Ghana. Then we can support it with a residence permit so that when we give you the go ahead that you can work in Ghana, we need to also support you with the residence permit to enable you stay in the country legally and work. So we give some of these residence permits, like we give permits to spouses of non-Ghanaians that's dependent on their families here. So we may have a principal applicant who is say an Indian, and then he will be here when the wife and children come, or vice versa. Then they will apply for residence permit for their spouses and the children, and then they will stay with the principal holder. So that is spouses of non-Ghanaians. We also have people who are married to Ghanaian, or they are also dependent on their Ghanaian husbands and wives. So we have Ghanaians who have their wives or husbands from the other side of the world, and then when they come in, we issue them with dependent residence permits to enable them stay legally with their husbands or wives in the country. And as I indicated earlier, if you are working, we issue you with a workable one. We also have residence permit that we issue for volunteers. We have quite a lot of people who are in the country and are working with different volunteers from different sides of the country. And so we issue them with residence permits, but as a volunteer in a non-governmental organization, based on the documents you request, and then we issue you that particular residence permit. And of course, we issue same for students in Ghana, as indicated earlier. So I think I'll just take you through the work permit, and then my boss will continue with the indefinite and the remaining ones. On my boss will just continue with the work. I think I have done quite a lot. So
Go ahead.
continue with the work permit. Okay, so I'll do the work permit and then you continue with the indefinite. So the work permit complements the residence permits depending on what you are applying for in Ghana when you are here. If you are a businessman and or you want to come do business in Ghana, depending on whether you have a Ghanaian partner or you don't have a Ghanaian partner, it also shadows the kind of permit you should be issued, and where we can get your documents from. For instance, if you are fully foreign owned, then you need to register with the GIPC, which is the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and then they will take you through some documentations before you'll be able to get immigration for us to issue you with the permit. Or you can also register directly with the Ghana Immigration Service that you want a work permit, and then we'll issue you permit based on the company you have registered in Ghana, or based on the Ghanaian partnership that you have with somebody to be able to work or stay in Ghana legally and then work with them. Based on what you are doing, depending on the background, whether it is sorry. Sorry about that. Whether you have, depending on where you are working, if it is an oil field, if it's a mining field, or hotelier, whatever. We have some companies where you need to get some support letter from other agencies because they are under those, they operate under such agencies. For instance, if you're in the mining, you need to get some support letter from the mining commission, or if you work with the oil, in the same way. And so generally, these are the requirements for work permits. We have a form you will fill for work permits, and you come along with your two current passport size pictures, an application letter from the company to indicate that they are requesting for work permit for you. And of course, the company will support us would support the document or the application with a certificate of their registration, which is the certificate to commence of incorporation, certificate to commence business, and their company's code. Then, as I indicated earlier, they will get a certificate from the GIPC if it is fully foreign owned. Then we have the company's audited accounts of the previous year. So this particular one, if a company is a new company, it may not be applicable here. But if the company has been in existence for some time, then we would need an audited account of their previous year for us to be sure that it is a valid company, they pay their tax, and we can proceed to issue work permit to any expatriate that they are employing. And of course, the applicant will come to the immigration headquarters where we have our clinic, and then he will go through what we call medical examination. He will do a full medical exams here and will also undergo COVID test as another requirement because of our new norm. We would also request a police clearance report from the applicant, and that should come from his home country. So we would use this opportunity to advise or encourage all diasporans who want to come and work with other people here in Ghana that before you come, please make sure to come along with your police clearance reports, so that when you get here, it will not be difficult for you to process your documents. Because sometimes some arrive without the knowledge of getting police reports, and then they have to be shuttling, trying to call from home to get those documents ready for them. But by virtue of this program, you can also get to know that whilst you are coming to Ghana, just come along with your police reports. If you come and then there's a need for you to process work permit for you, then it will be easier to push along with your documents. And so if you are married to a Ghanaian, then you also need to indicate and then get us your marriage certificate to support it. And then which also helps very well with the application, depending on the fees and everything. She also got a letter from the ministry based on the company where it belongs to, like I said earlier. We will also need a biodata page of the employers, of the employees, that is the applicant's passports. We need a biodata page of the applicant's passports. We also need to know a little bit about you. So you give us a copy of your CV, and you would also give us a copy of your educational certificate. I think that's on the next slide. If you can go to the next slide. We'll need a copy of your education certificate and your professional. For instance, if you are coming to work as a hotel, as a chef in a hotel, we need your CV to indicate what you were doing before you came to Ghana. And we use that opportunity to also get to know whether Ghanaian jobs are being protected, because there are some jobs that should actually be protected for Ghanaian indigenes, or vice versa. When an expatriate is coming, you also expect that the knowledge you are bringing on board could be shared with the Ghanaian, so that when that time comes, they can leave the job for Ghanaian to continue. So we will expect that we will not be employing expatriates to come and do many other jobs here in Ghana. That is why we request for some of these things, which is across board and it's accepted everywhere. We'd also need the organization's annual report, a photocopy of your previous residence permits if you have been on the permit before. If you haven't been on the permit before, it will not be necessary for now. But one very important document that can really support your application is to provide us with your contract letter from the company that you are going to work with. And so if the company has prepared a contract with you or an appointment letter indicating how long they want you on board, we will need that to actually know that indeed you have a contract with a company that is willing to take you on board as an expatriate. Then based on that and our background checks, we will issue you a work permit and subsequently a residence permit to enable you work in Ghana legally and stay legally in Ghana as well. So this is a short presentation. My boss will take over from here. Thank you, sir. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, so as I said, I have paused with the presentation, so my boss will continue from here. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but
Okay.
I don't know whether
Is
Mr.
Mr.
Sari.
Sari there?
So I think just continue, Gifty, if you can, because he's not there.
Okay. Right. So when he comes on board, then he can take over then. So we also, there is indefinite residence, which we give to um, um, people in the diaspora. And we have two different categories of it. We have the indefinite residence permit for general applicants, and we have same for spouses of applicants. Now, the difference is that when you are in Ghana as a diaspora, you want to apply for indefinite residence permit. These are the applications, the requirements for it: a completed application form. You need 2 passport size photographs, an application letter from the sponsor or from the person you're going to work with. But we also need an attestation letter from 2 Ghanaian characters or referees. And we have a photocopy of your applicant's passport biodata page and current residence permit pages. And we'll also want to know whether you are a shareholder or the owner of a company. And this particular requirement is very, very important, whether you are a shareholder or an owner of a company. Because we would base on this particular requirements to issue you with the indefinite status. We want to see your impacts you have had on the economy before we issue you with an indefinite status. Because before you apply for the indefinite, you should be in the country for about 8 years. You should be having a residence permit about 7 years, and should be on a valid residence permit in the time that you're applying for the residence permit. And so for the indefinite residence permit. So basically, we want to see the impact you have had on the economy before we issue you with an indefinite residence permit. We also want to see whether you have evidence of immovable. If you could go back to the slide before this one, evidence of immovable properties, companies' documents, evidence of social contributions, and a current police report, and that will be coming from Ghana because you have been staying here for some time. And you also need photocopy of your non-citizen ID card and a medical report, of course, from the Ghana Immigration Service clinic here at the headquarters. So these are the requirements to apply for indefinite residence permit. I believe you can put your questions through as we are going along, and then when we are done, you can ask us. Now we also have the indefinite residence status for foreign spouses, and these are spouses of those who are already having indefinite residence status. Now we'll have a completed form which has to be filled, 2 current passport size pictures. We also would have an application letter that will come from your spouse, attestation of 2 Ghanaian as it was before, evidence of immovable things, your passport biodata page, we need it. And then we also need company's documents, evidence of social contribution, blah, blah, all those things that have been listed, we need it for the spouses as well. But most importantly, we also need a marriage certificate to indicate that this person is your spouse, and then we'll be able to issue you with the indefinite residence permit. All these things come with a number of years that you should be in the system. So I believe as we go on, we would explain further on this. Now I would come to the right of abode. Now, but let me take this striking difference. The indefinite residence could also go for it. This is basically for foreigners in the country. But the right of abode is for Ghanaians and people in the diaspora who have lost their citizenship. You understand? So now I will explain further with the right of abode as at now. The right of abode, when you are applying for right of abode, you would apply with 2 passport size pictures, an application form. You will need 2 Ghanaians to attest that we can actually issue you with right of abode. We would also need photocopy of your passport biodata page, evidence of immovable things, that is if you have properties in Ghana and all that, If you could go to the next slide, we would also need renunciation certificates and autobiography, and that is your who you are, a birth certificate. Can we please go to the next slide? Current police clearance from Ghana and a non-citizen um, card. Now, what I have mentioned now has to do with indefinite residence permit for Ghanaian descent. So, right of abode for Ghanaian descent. So this means that the Ghanaian is no more holding Ghanaian passports. For instance, if he's having a German passport or a Japanese passport, the Ghanaian here now requests for right of abode to be able to come to Ghana and then open businesses without going through work permits, residence permits, and co. When you have the right of abode, you are able to open business in Ghana without going through the work permit processes. So that is the special, a special provision by law to Ghanaians who have lost their citizenship as because they have acquired other citizenship in other countries. Then we have right of abode for the diasporans. And these are the two categories as I stated earlier. The right of abode for diasporans or African descent will also require application form you fill for us, 2 current passport size pictures. Ghanaians must attest to it. We need evidence of contribution to the Ghanaian economy. We need police reports. We need characters like lawyers or accountants to actually attest to the fact that we can issue an African diasporan a right of abode. And he will also have same benefits, as in when we issue you the right of abode, then it means that you as a diasporan have the liberty or the legal provision to also open businesses here without going through the normal work permit, residence permit. And even if you are also going to be employed, you have the right of abode, so you have the right to be employed without going through all those work permits and the other applications. So right of abode is a special abode on its own. So like we are actually having you on board as a should I say a citizen in court, where you have your opportunity to do other things without going through other processes to get permits and work permits and boom. That is your permit. That is your visa to stay. Indeed, you can go in and come out without applying for visas when you have right of abode. So far as you have right of abode, there's no visa application anymore. There's no work permit. You can be employed and you can also employ people without any stress. Is Mr. Asari in now? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hi, Madam Gifty. I think it's probably best if you continue, and maybe he will support with the questions and answers.
The boss is not in yet. Okay. All right. So I would tackle the last slide, which is on how to acquire Ghanaian citizenship. Now, acquiring Ghanaian citizenship is not the function of the Ghana Immigration Service. However, we support the Ministry of Interior when it comes to issuance of citizenship to people who request for it or who wants to naturalize in Ghana. So the Interior Ministry is fully responsible for all issues relating to dual citizenship, naturalization, or registration as a Ghanaian. And so these are the 3 categories where you are able to actually be a Ghanaian or get certain things done as a Ghanaian and be naturalized, register. If you have also registered with a Ghanaian, we can also get you citizenship by means of registration because you are married to a Ghanaian, and that also depends on the number of years you have been with the person and all that. So there is this requirement where you have to have a biodata page of your applicant spouse. You have a copy of the marriage certificate. That is if you are registering because you are married to a Ghanaian and you want to be a Ghanaian. You want to be recognized as a citizen of Ghana. So this is what you would bring on board: your biodata page, copy of your marriage certificate, birth certificate of your spouse. You need a consent letter from your spouse actually, because you want to be sure that your spouse agrees to the fact that you want to be a citizen of Ghana. And then medical report from the applicant from the GIS clinic, which is the accredited clinic we use for all applications. We have the personal tax clearance certificate. We also have copies of passport pages you should bring on board. And then we would also, when it comes to the right of abode acquisition for the naturalization as well, you bring us copies of immobile documents, characters to attest to Ghanaian that you are a Ghanaian. They recognize you working amongst them as a foreigner, and they agree to the fact that they can actually give you consent or support your application for naturalization. And there is also police clearance certificate would require of you, copy of valid non-citizen card, copy of spouse naturalization certificate as well, if applicable. And then based on the minister's judgment on your documents, they would issue you with naturalization fully, and then you would receive your passport as a Ghanaian, and you proceed as such. So basically, that is a few requirements for most of the permits we issue here at the Ghana Immigration Service for your attention and what.
Thank you. Sorry, I was muted.
Yes, sir.
No worries.
Very sorry, I was muted.
No worries.
But I was following. Quickly, let me add, Gifty, that's very good, and thank you so much.
You, sir.
Gifty has given us a perfect presentation, but without fees and charges. So I'll quickly run through some of the fees and charges attached to these permits that he has outlined. So let me take first of all, indefinite residence, general.
Mr. Sari, we can't see your handsome face, Mr. Sari.
Thank you. You can see me now. Yeah, so quickly, I will take you through some of the fees that are attached to these permits that Gifty outlined. So we look at indefinite residence. There are two categories. We have general. These are for people who are here, foreigners who are here doing their business. They've stayed here. They are on residence permit for quite a long time, 8 years and above. For them, when they apply for indefinite residence permit, they pay 4,000 Ghana cedis and buy a form at the cost of 50 Ghana. The form is 50 Ghana, and then the official fee you pay is 4,000 currently. Then for the international spouses that is married to a Ghanaian, it's vice versa. You could be a male, you could be a female, you could be a woman or a man. You pay 2,000 Ghana cedis for indefinite residence. That is if you are an international spouse. Then for right of abode for Ghanaians who have lost their citizenship by acquiring another citizenship. Gifty give an example of maybe a German, a Ghanaian who is a second citizen in Germany will renounce his or her Ghanaian citizenship. In that case, you will pay a fee of 1,500. And then for the diasporans who want to apply for right of abode, they will pay a fee of 3,000 Ghana cedis. Then when you come in and register your own business and you want to operate, you have not registered with any of the investment companies like the Ghana Investment Promotion Center for you to be issued with a letter of support, and you come to Ghana Immigration Service direct with your company documents, you apply for a work permit at a fee of $1,000 per year. That is for a year's permit. And then at the same time, you can also apply for a work permit for your house help or house assistant at a fee of $300. You can also apply for a work permit at a cost of $500 if you belong to the ECOWAS community, that is the sub-region. Then we also have a work permit for missionaries, the churches. That is, we have a special permit for them. Their fees $300 US. So these are some of the fees and charges attached to the permit Gifty outline. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Asari. So some people have put questions up, which I will go through and put on the screen.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Let me stop sharing.
Okay, so the first question is, okay. So sorry, can you see the question?
Yeah, I'm looking at the question. Can any of these applications be done at the airport, or are they at the immigration office only? All the applications we have outlined, the only one you can do at the airport is visa on arrival. Now, this is how it happens. Let's say that you went to the Ghana Embassy or Ghana High Commission and obtained a visa. And then because of certain reasons, you could not travel and your visa expired. You managed to board an aircraft and landed at the Kotoka International Airport. Based on the discretion of the immigration officer, because you had a visa that had already expired, they can issue you with a visa on arrival, and then you pay a fee of $150. This is based on the discretion of the immigration officer, because your visa has expired. That can be done at the airport. That is visa on arrival. Apart from visa on arrival, indefinite resident permit cannot be applied at the airport. Work permit cannot be applied at the airport. No. The airport is to admit you into the country. And when you come in, the other activities are done at the immigration offices. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Asari. We have Ola on, who's going to ask a question. Ola, welcome on. Hi, Ola. Hi, Ola. We can't hear you. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're muted.
Yeah. Can you hold on for a second? I'm trying to.
We can hear you now.
Yeah,
you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. My question was, what's the requirement? Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So you talked about the right of abode for the.
Right of abode for the diasporans.
Could he please come again with a question?
Yeah, Ola. Ola, you've gone mute again.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you perfectly. Please go ahead.
Yeah, so you talked about the right of abode for the African diaspora. I was just trying to understand what's exactly the requirement for them specifically. I'm from Nigeria, and I live in the US, so I'm trying to understand what is the requirement for someone like me to apply for a right of abode. What do we have to go through the steps of the residency first, and then before you can do the right of abode?
Good. The question is clear. So now, when you arrive into the country as an African in the diaspora, and you want to apply for a right of abode, what you need to know, you first of all have to buy a form at the Ghana Immigration Service headquarters. And the form, you buy a form at 50 Ghana cedis. You prepare an application letter, and this letter should be sponsored, because somebody needs to testify about you. Somebody needs to know you and give us at least a character attestation about you. You are of a good character. You are somebody they can, vouch for. And this category of people should be other notary public, lawyers, senior public officials with copies of their national identity and their practicing certificates, which must also support your application. Then here, evidence of contribution to Ghanaian economic development in terms of monetary value of shares, bank statement, audited account, provision of employment to Ghanaians. That is, if you have, because usually people who come to apply for right of abode are people who have come to invest, who are settling in Ghana, or who want to open their business and operate in Ghana, because right of abode is a type of residence. You don't acquire it and go back and stay in the States, because it means you have come to settle. So if you are issued with right of abode and then there are consequences, and you go back to the state for a continuous period of 1 year, and you never step foot to Ghana, it will be cancelled, because it means you didn't need it. You don't need it. Because you can't take right of abode and then you leave the country. So there are consequences. When you come, especially after we have given you the requirement, we will also give you all the consequences that you have come in to settle and to operate and to work in Ghana. But if you come and you apply for right of abode and we issue to you and you go back and you are working in the US and you don't come here to do anything, you don't invest, you don't do any business here, then you didn't need it. You will also need a police clearance report from Ghana, because you have then come into the country. Your company's documents will even require of you, if you have employed Ghanaians, we want to know whether you pay taxes on their behalf, you pay their Senate contributions. I don't know how you call it in the US, but that will be for Ghana. It is a contribution you put down for your employees to the time that they will retire from your organization. That's the benefits they derive. And then you apply for a non-citizen. When you come here, a non-citizen card is just a national identity card that indicates your nationality on it. Then a medical report from Ghana Immigration Service Clinic to prove that you are medically fit to stay in the country. So these are the outline of the requirement, administrative requirements for right of abode for the Africans in the diaspora. And of course, 2 passport size photographs and then 2 copies of all documents that you provide. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a clarification that I wanted. You talked about opening up a business and doing all that, but what if I don't really intend to work in Ghana?
If you don't really intend to work in Ghana, you don't really need this type of permit in Ghana, because it means you don't need it. Yeah. If we give you right of abode, it is a sort of indefinite type of permit. And so we expect you to stay in Ghana. It means you have intention to stay permanently. I mean, permanently in quotes. You can be traveling in and out, but then your base is Ghana.
I do intend to stay permanently in Ghana, but I don't intend to work in Ghana.
Well, that is also different. You intend to live in Ghana, but you don't intend to work in Ghana. That is also a different category of permit, because the requirements may be different. Now we have residence permit for retirees, diasporans who have retired. Hello?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Diasporans who have retired and have come back to Ghana and they want to settle here. And then they'll be depending on their source of income will be coming to their accounts in Ghana from wherever they work and retire, whether in the US, in the UK, or in Canada, wherever, in Europe or America or in the Caribbean, they will be having their support, so they don't have problem. And they come here, settle in Ghana, we issue permits to them, and they are able to work and stay here.
Okay, thank you. That's very clear.
Thank you, Ola. Thank you. Now we have Joanna. Hi, Joanna.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please say your question.
I've got a few, so I'm going to be really as quick as I can. So with the right of abode, when you say sort of intention, so economic spend in the country, would something like the purchase of land qualify? Like, what's the criteria?
Yeah, it is not just one criteria or one requirement that makes you qualify for it, because there are a series of requirements. So if you have an immovable property, it is only one of the requirements. An immovable property, what are you doing with it? Because let's say you buy a land, you develop it, and you stay here. You want to stay as what? Will you be working? What will you be doing? How are you going to sustain yourself? These are the questions we will pose to you.
Okay.
So acquiring property alone is just one of the requirements. It doesn't meet all. So if somebody acquire property, it doesn't qualify the person completely to get right of abode or indefinite residence or citizenship of Ghana. It is only part of the requirements.
Okay, and similar to the question that the gentleman had before, I imagine going back and forth. And my business is a digital business, so I have clients globally. And so I suppose, does the right of abode equal citizenship? Do I get a Ghanaian passport with that, or is that still separate? I wasn't quite.
It is not citizenship. It is not a Ghanaian passport. It is your passport, your origin passport. Then the right of abode is issued into that one for you. So you still remain, if you're an American, you still remain an American, but you have a right of abode. But there is right of abode for the Africans in the diaspora. So you could be a Jamaican, you could be American, you could be from the UK, but it will be issued in there. So you still maintain your nationality. That is right of abode.
Okay, and is that 3,000 a year, or is that a one-off fee?
Right of abode is permanent. Okay. Once you paid and you are issued with it, you go in and come out. It is as indefinite residence or permanent residence.
Okay, brilliant. And you mentioned around the police report. Is there how recent does that have to be?
Police report is valid for 6 months. So after 6 months, you need to go for another one. It's valid for 6 months.
So if I get one in the UK, it has to be when
it depends on the permit you are applying. For right of abode, you should be in the country. So your police clearance will come from Ghana. Right of abode means you have already come here.
So I don't need to bring a UK proof of a criminal
of police clearance.
Okay, and how about the work permit or the residence permit? I think where you do need the police. You're saying all the police reports come from Ghana, or they can come?
No. So in the case of you coming into Ghana and maybe a company or an institution is employing you, then we will require you to give us a police clearance report from your home country, because you are not here. Somebody is employing you from another country. So we need to know about you. We need to know your background. And when we get your police clearance, we do our own checks through our security systems to confirm what you have brought to us. And then we issue you with a work permit so that you are able to work perfectly.
Okay. So please, if I may add one thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the right of abode, before the permit is also issued to you, you should have stayed in the country for at least 24 solid months. During the time that you want to apply for the right of abode, you should have stayed there for full 24 months.
Continuously.
Continuously. Yeah. Because the right of abode is issued to you after 8 years. You're staying in Ghana. But within that 8 years, when you think you want to apply for right of abode, then you should have stayed here for full 24 months. That is one of the major requirements, because the 24 months, as my superior said, it is for you to have an abode here in Ghana. It is not for you to say, I'm going in and coming out, going in. No, we are expecting you to have stayed here, making impacts in the country. You actually love Ghana, you want to stay in Ghana. So we are giving you literally your green card to stay here. Exactly. So as you are here and you want to be with us, the 24 months should be up for right of abode. The indefinite residence, that one you have to stay for 12 solid months during the year that you want to apply. So if you want to apply for right of abode, say next 2 years, it means that this year, 2022, you should stay here the whole year. Next year, you should stay here the whole year. Then you apply for it the following year.
Okay.
You get the point. So after staying, that is the difference, because When we give it to you after those ones, that's it. We are not going to ask for you anything again.
Okay. And
exactly.
is it still the 8? You mentioned 8 years. Is that you have been 8 years in the country, and then when you apply, you must have stayed 24 months continuously?
Yes, you should have had 8 years residence permit in the country. You understand? And then out of the 8 years, you should have stayed here full 24 months before applying for the right of abode. And as my superior said, it will also just not based on the fact that you are staying here, but we need to know that you are actually you have a company you've established here. You have either you are the owner of the company or you are working with somebody and you are making impacts in the country. That is what we are requiring for. You know, we need the citizen to benefit from who you are when you are staying in a country, like the way when you are in the state is also benefiting from you for staying there, helping to develop the country. So when you are also here, we expect you to help us develop our own country. Then we issue you with that green card or the right of abode that you can refer to.
Okay, I don't want to hog the mic. I've got one final question.
Okay, let me add to that so that you ask your question, maybe to answer. For instance, right of abode and indefinite residence permit is also issued to professionals, not people who have established their business and their shareholders only. Sometimes it is issued for medical doctors who are also operating in our health facilities. In engineers, it is also issued to teachers who have been here teaching in some of our institutions for so many years. So these are category of people who also benefit from indefinite status permits. Okay, now your question.
So the residence permit, how does that differ from the work permit? So when you get a work permit, you automatically get the residence permit with that, right?
So, good. So it is simple. It is work/residence permit. Now there are some type of residence permits you cannot work with it. For instance, dependent permits. So you are married to a Ghanaian and you come in. The Ghanaian is working. You are not working. So he issues you with a dependent permit, which you are a housewife. You don't work. So you have a dependent permit. That makes a difference. But if you want to work, now he applies for a work permit for you. So the type of permit that will be issued in your passport, in your passport now, will now enable you to take up employment or to work. That is the difference. So it is the same residence permit, but the category is it is either a dependent or a student permit, or a permit that enables you to work.
And if you set up a company with a Ghanaian partner,
okay,
do you then qualify for a work permit that way as well? So you're not working for somebody, but
the only difference is this: there are capital requirements that you need to bring into the country when you are registering your business. So if you are registering a fully foreign-owned business, the capital requirement is quite high. And if it is a joint partnership, a joint with a Ghanaian, the capital requirement is also reduced to a certain level. That is the only advantages. But in terms of immigration permits, it's the same. When you join a Ghanaian, your permit will not be reduced. But it is the category of permit. If you register your company and meet the capital requirement with Ghana Investment Promotion Center, and you come to us with the Investment Promotion Center letter of support, which we describe as quota, your permit will cost you only $300. But if you don't do that, but you register your business with a Ghanaian and you come to immigration to apply for a work permit, you pay a fee of $1,000 per year for your work permit.
Yeah. And the $300, that's per year, or is that a one-off?
That's also per year.
Okay.
For a year, GIPC per year.
Okay. Questions over. Sorry. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. Thank you so much for joining us. You can go back into the YouTube. I'm going to take you off if you have no further questions.
Okay.
You have no further questions? Okay, she's gone. Ola, do you have another question? Because I'm going to take you off so you can join by the YouTube link.
No, I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Okay, please join the YouTube link. Thank you. Okay, so the other question is this.
Oh, sure. Is there fee for extension, other permits, and re-entry visas. All the permits have fees attached to them. So for extension, you arrive at Kotoka International Airport, and then you are issued 30 days or 60 days. At the end of your 30 or 60 days, a week to the expiring date, you walk into the immigration office where you are. If you are in the region, you go to the regional capital, you go to the regional immigration office. If you are in the district, go to the district immigration office, they will start the process. But if you are in Accra, you walk into the immigration headquarters, and you'll be given a form to fill. You write an application letter, a passport size photograph, your COVID test. Currently, your COVID test, before there was no COVID, but now there is COVID. So your COVID test will be taken, and then you pay a fee of 200 Ghana cedis for your COVID test, and then 50 Ghana cedis per month for your extension, depending on the number of months you need. So it is extended for a period of either 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and a maximum of 6 months. We will not go beyond 6 months because it is not a residence. You are not staying here. You came to visit. Or sometimes you are doing feasibility studies. You are holding meetings with business partners trying to put things together. But when you intend to stay, then you come for work and other residence permit. I saw re-entry visa. Yes, re-entry visa also comes with a fee. We have single re-entry visa, and then we have multiple re-entry visa. Single re-entry visa is attracted to a fee of $75 US, and the multiple attracts a fee of $150 US. A single is valid for 3 months and is 1 journey, and multiple is valid for 6 months and it is 3 journeys. Then I see, please share more about bank statement. What info is needed and in what form? Oh, okay. Bank statement, when you are asked to support your application with a bank statement, usually it is the last 3 months statements. Usually it's 3 months statement, but it could be the statement. It does not necessarily mean that you should have so much money in it. No, it shouldn't be. Not that you should have so much money, but at least to show that you are operating an account that is running. If you are operating a business, then you should have a business account, and the account is running. If an individual is applying for a visa for you to come to Ghana, and we are asking the individual to support that application with a bank statement, the individual is supposed to give us a statement to show that, oh, I work. This person coming, I can take care of the person. So I work, and this is my statement. My account is running. Sometimes you may not have much money in it, but it doesn't matter because the account runs. You may be a salary worker. The money comes and goes, but every month you have money in your account. So that is how it works.
Okay, so I want to add something to what my boss just said. Respect to the extensions, when you apply for, say, 30 days or 60 days, and then the 60 days is over and you are not coming back to renew. You have not come to apply for residence permit, and you have also not decided to go back to your country, which means that you are illegal now in the country, and all your stay now is illegal stay. And so when we are able to grab you, it means that you have to pay some penalties to clear that debt that you have, the period in which you stay without paying without regularizing your stay. So you pay penalties for that. And then it also had other penalties, which we can easily repatriate you based on where and what you are doing in the country before we caught you. So it is necessary that when your time is up and you want to continue, you come and apply for more based on what you are doing. If it is business, you apply for more. If it is something that you want to work, then it means that you have to now change the application requisition into work permit or residence permit, and then we issue it for you as such.
Okay, thank you. I see Yusuf's question, but Yusuf, your question is not clear because can someone or an entity already in the country facilitate the process on someone's behalf? Which of the process? Which one exactly? Is it a resident permit? The only thing somebody can facilitate for you here is entry visa, emergency entry visa, because you are there and you need a visa to come to Ghana. You are not going to the High Commission because it's maybe where you are staying, your residence is far away from the Ghana High Commission. let's say you are in Oklahoma and our mission is in New York. It's quite a distance. So you want somebody to apply for emergency entry visa for you here. Then the person can do that on your behalf, but you have to provide the biodata page of your passport. But in terms of right of abiding indefinite residence permit, work permit can be processed on your behalf before you come in, because you send your biodata page, the employer will prepare your contract letter, you will sign, you send it to them, you will send your police clearance to your employer, and then they will prepare all this before you come in with your passport. And then they will issue you with the permit in your passport. That can be done on your behalf, but not in terms of the long-term permits. That one cannot be done here on your behalf.
Even with the work permit, you should also understand that all the process, as my superior saying, can be sent to the employer. But before the issuance of the work permit itself, you need to be present to undergo the medical checkup before we issue you with the work permit. So that is very, very important. We can do all that for you, but when it gets to the issuance place where we need to issue the thing for you, you need to be present to undergo the medicals to be sure that we are issuing a visa to somebody, a work permit to someone who qualifies for.
Okay. Now there's a question about clearance report, police clearance. Actually, it depends on the countries. Each country have their own way of issuing this. I see here a government security clearance. I don't know whether this government security clearance is coming from the national police. Here, when we say police clearance, we are talking about criminal clearance, that you are not convicted, that you are not of any criminal background. That is the meaning of a police clearance report. In our case, when we say that, it means you are not a convict, and then you are of a good character. And in the district where you are staying, the police can testify. When you go to the police station, there are records, your employers, and there are records, though they check, and then they'll issue you with this clearance. So it depends on the country you are. This government security clearance can actually mean a police clearance report, but I don't know how it is issued. But a police clearance means that you are not convicted, you are not of any criminal record, you are not a bandit, a drug addict coming, we need some good information about you, that you are of good character and nothing has been brought against you in terms of all vices that I mentioned. That is about police clearance. It will be government security clearance, but it depends on authority that is issuing this security clearance.
Yes. So there's a question on how long you should be married to a Ghanaian spouse before we can apply for residence permits. Is there a required time for us to live in Ghana first? So in Ghana here, and as far as the Ghana Immigration Service is concerned, before you apply for residence permit as a spouse to your Ghanaian, your marriage should be about 6 months. Yes. So if your marriage is about 6 months, you can apply for. It means it's matured enough by law here to require or issue you residence permits. And sometimes you may have the opportunity to come stay with your spouse even before the 6 months by way of requesting for extension of visa of your stay. Because you are not working with that visa, we can issue you a visa extension when you arrive. So by 6 months' time, when your marriage is matured, then we can issue you with a residence permit to be able to stay with your spouse. So that one, it is really not a stress at all.
And also, we also check the marriage certificates to be sure it is genuine, because there are arranged marriages for permit, which when we realize it will not approve your application. I see a question there. Do we have the COVID vaccination to enter Ghana? In fact, this is with the Ministry of Health. But Ghana now, when you are coming, you automatically do a test at the airport, and you come in with also a 48-hour test that you did already. For that, now that is what is prevailing at our airports.
Okay, so what types of contributions to the economy, as in what do we look out for, right? If I'm getting the questions right. Yeah. So we have so many categories of job you can choose to offer to Ghanaians or to your people who you yourself are bringing down. You can settle in hotels or mining companies. Sorry, oil and gas. You can be a consultant. Anything you want to do which is legal, you are admitted to do so, based on the fact that you have received your rights work permit to work. We come around because we have the enforcement unit that comes around your jobs, and that is why we need to know where you are working, because we come to your office, we come to your factories, we come to your shops to enforce and to be sure that you are working there. And we also come around to also observe what you do, to be sure you are treating Ghanaian workers you have employed well, or to be sure that you are treating foreign workers that you have employed well. All these things are some of our responsibilities. So yes, these are some of the areas you can actually invest in. As I said, hotel, consultancy, communication. We have MTN and Vodafone and other communication companies here. You can also invest in it. We have the oil and gas, which is booming also in Ghana.
In short, there are so many sectors, so many areas you can invest. You have mentioned a lot. Let's go quickly to this question because the time is.
So,
okay. There's a question there about citizenship. Let's address. Quickly.
Yes, sir. The US can have many. I am based in the US and have my documents to apply for Ghanaian citizenship. I'll be traveling to Ghana soon. Is it advisable to mail it? Okay.
Listen, you shouldn't mail it. It's simple. She can, wherever you are, you can go to the High Commission, the Ghana Embassy in the US. You can go to Washington or New York. Even in New York, they can start processing your passport. I don't know the type of citizenship he's talking about because I saw the name Sewa. If you are already of Ghanaian descent, you're a Ghanaian born in the US and you have a US nationality, you only need to provide evidence that your parents, one of your parents is a Ghanaian, and you'll be issued with a Ghanaian passport. It's so simple. This is why you don't need to go through naturalization, filling long form. You only go straight and fill your passport form online. You don't need to mail anything to Ghana. You go straight, fill your passport as application form, provide evidence one parent is a Ghanaian, and then straight away you get your passport, then you have your dual citizenship automatically. That is how it works. Unless, of course, this is an indigenous American citizen who wants a Ghanaian citizenship, then there are requirements you have to go through. Thank you.
Okay, next one.
He said, aside airborne disease like COVID-19, what is the rationale behind the medical report? It depends, because you are coming to work in Ghana. Our permits, most of the permits are residents, staying, indefinite. So we need to ensure that you are fit, medically fit, you know, to be so the medical examination is thorough. It's not just about COVID or about it's quite thorough and it's necessary. It's necessary. You need to do it. So it is not just about COVID alone, but we look out for a lot of things if you are coming to work, because you are coming to work in an organization, you are coming to stay in a community per our standards. So it's indefinite residence after receiving residence first. Okay, so where, yes, you should have a residence permit in your passport. And while applying, your residence permit should be valid for at least more than 6 months. The minimum is 6 months residence permit. While applying for indefinite residence, your permit in your passport, your residence permit in your passport should be valid for at least 6 months or more. Cost of work permit, also I'm guessing the work permit needs to be renewed annually. Sure. So work permit, which category? If it is the general category, it's $1,000 US, and as you renew every year, you pay the same $1,000 US. But if it's from the Ghana Investment Promotion Center letter of support, you pay $300 US, and you continue to pay that every year. Oh, I don't. In fact, this question is strictly not immigration question. This is for Ministry of Health. I don't want to, we don't want to jump our mandate. But for the information we have at our airport is what I explained. If you are coming in, you take your 48-hour test, and then when you arrive at Akutuka International Airport, you do your test, and then you enter. I have not heard of this. That it's mandated that if you don't have it, don't come. No, I haven't heard of that.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Sorry, thank you, Gifty, for this wonderful education, very detailed presentation. I'm sure my audience that are here are very pleased and happy with the information that they have received. We want to thank you so much from our headquarters here at DTN. We appreciate the time that you've taken out to be with us. And I'm sure they're very, very grateful. They are, extremely grateful for spending this time with us. I think there's just one last question. How long will you need to stay in Ghana before applying for the bank account?
In fact, it's not an immigration question.
It's not an immigration
question. But
it's not an immigration question at all. If your bank account, applying for a bank account or a bank statement, which one? Opening a bank account or which one? So I don't know, but this is not immigration.
Yeah, but the letter can say that as soon as you are able to get your residence permit, you can apply for your bank account or bank.
You can open an account. Yeah.
Because the bank account would require your residence permit to be displayed there. They will need your residence permit to open a bank account for you. So whatever you want to do in Ghana, you have to make sure you process it quickly enough to get your residence permit, and then you can show it to the bankers to open an account for you. That's the only simplest way.
I say in relation to start a business.
Yes.
Very good. So you go to Register General first. You go to Register General and register the business first and get business documentation. Then when you get your business documentation, you come to Immigration or GIPC. Then when your permit is issued, you walk to the bank and they will open a bank account for you.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody, for your time. Thank you for joining the conversation. This is something that we are doing as an organization, the Diaspora Transition Network. We want to make sure that your transition to Ghana is smooth and you have the necessary information that you need. And so these are the type of conversations that we put on to help you. So I will encourage you that any other people that you may know, to also encourage them to join the network. And again, thank you so much for coming on, Gifty and Mr. Asari. Thank you so much and have a good
You're
day.
most welcome. Thank you too. Thank you.
Thank you for all your people who joined, and thanks for the questions.
Thank you so much. To everybody that has joined, we're going to be sending out feedback forms. Is there a matrix somewhere we can access and enter our criteria? Gifty, this
Sure.
last one.
Is there a matrix somewhere we can access and enter our criteria website? Is there a matrix somewhere we can access and enter our criteria? Oh, okay. You mean, can you, at the Immigration Service, you can enter your requirements on the website? Is that what he's asking?
Yeah. Is there a way for people to do that at the moment, or they have to come and get the forms in the office?
Oh, at the moment, you see, when you would need these things, you have Ghanaian partners or Ghanaian people who are here and that you are already linking up with. And so they can best get those information for you. Or when you check on our website, we have the requirements there for you. But you can't apply on the website now for now. We are processing to have an e-immigration, which we are working on, and very soon it will launch it up. And then that time you'll be able to actually apply through that and we'll respond as such. But right now you can't apply through the website for that particular requirement. So that has our details. You can actually link up to us, and then we can help you when you are coming down, or whoever that you are relating to here in Ghana can also bring us in, and then we'll support you for your stay.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll call you after this session. Thank you so much. Again, thank you, Ola, Sewa, Michael, everybody that's joined. I can't name everybody, but everybody that's joined the conversation. I hope that it's been helpful and beneficial to everybody. Please spread the word. This is, a service that we are providing for the diaspora. We want to make sure that your transition is smooth and that you have all the information that you need, because sometimes they're not readily available for you to access. And so thank you so much for joining us on this call. We hope that you've enjoyed it and, got all your questions answered. So I say good night to you. God bless. And hopefully we'll be having another conversation soon. Take care and bye-bye.